Daniel Tiger and his family are getting ready to go on a family vacation where they can make lots of memories. There's lots of planning, packing suitcases and snacks, and games for the car. My kids recently played a game called Spotto. Every time you see a yellow vehicle driving on the road, the first one to shout out Spotto gets a point. The one with most points at the end of the trip wins. Daniel Tiger and his family aren't going to be driving in a car today. They are going to be hopping on the red trolley. Ding, 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 ding. Daniel Tigers Neighbourhood Tiger Family Trip. It was a big day for Daniel Tiger. His family was going on a trip to visit his grandfather. I'm going to give this to Grandpère. It's a picture of me and him. Our family trip is going to be terrific. Daniel and his family began to get ready for their trip. Mom made snacks. Dad packed up the suitcases. Daniel packed his backpack with his favorite things. "Trolley's here," said Daniel. At last, the Tiger family was ready to go on their trip. "What are we going to do on our trip?" Daniel asked. "There are so many things to do and see when you're on a trip with your family," sang Mom. "I made a map of everything we're going to see on the way to Grandpa's. Let me show it to you. First, we'll see the twisty road. Then, the dinosaur park with the big dinosaur slide. And then, the butterfly garden. And then, Grandpère's house." "Wow, we're going to see all of these places?" asked Daniel. "We sure are," said Mom. "Since we're seeing so many things on our trip, let's play Tiger Spy," Dad suggested. "This tiger spies something green with big wheels," said Daniel. "Can you find what Daniel spies?" I think Daniel is looking at this green tractor because it has wheels. "This tiger spies something very twisty," Mom smiled. "It's the twisty road," said Daniel excitedly. "That's the first thing on our map. There are so many things to do and see when you're on a trip with your family." As Trolley rolled along the twisty road, Mom asked Daniel, "Daniel, your body is a little wiggly. Do you have to go potty?" "Yes," said Daniel, "but where can I go potty?" "There's a place to stop right here. You can go potty at the dinosaur playground," said Mom. "I want to play on the dinosaur slide," said Daniel as they got off Trolley. "Daniel, if you have to go potty, stop and go right away," Mom reminded him. "Okay," said Daniel, "I'll go potty and then play on the dinosaur slide." After Daniel went to the potty, he was ready to play. "Stomp, stomp, stomp! I'm a big stomping dinosaur," said Daniel. "Come on, Margaret, let's go down the dinosaur slide together." Whee! Margaret and Daniel giggled. "It's time to get back on the trolley," Mom said a few minutes later. "It's almost time to stop, so choose one more thing to do," Daniel sang. He chose to go down the dinosaur slide with Dad, and then it was time to go. But when Daniel got back to the trolley, he didn't notice that he had left something behind. What was it that Daniel left behind? "Are we there yet?" asked Daniel. "Not yet," said Mom. "It's very, very hard to wait," Daniel said with a sigh. He decided to play a game with Margaret. "Where's your nose, Margaret?" Daniel asked. Margaret poked her nose and then she poked Daniel. Daniel did not want to be poked. It made him mad. When you feel so mad that you want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4, sang Daniel. He felt calmer, and he gave Pandy to Margaret to play with. Margaret smiled and stopped poking him. Suddenly, Daniel saw one butterfly, and then another, and then another. "Look!" gasped Daniel. "It's the butterfly garden." Daniel and his family got off trolley to take a closer look. There are so many things to do and see when you're on a trip with your family. Daniel imagined that he and Margaret were playing with their butterfly friends. After Daniel and his family got back to trolley, Daniel was feeling a little squirmy again. "Are we there yet, are we?" he asked. "Daniel, I think there's only one place left on your map," said Mom. "Why don't you see what it is?" Daniel pulled out the map. The last stop was Grandpa's house. "Hello," said Grandpa. "I'm so happy to see you. How was your trip?" "Tiger-tastic!" exclaimed Daniel. "We saw so many new things." "Grandpa," said Daniel once they had settled in, "I brought a picture for you." But when Daniel reached into his bag, the picture was gone. "I must have lost it," Daniel said. He was feeling very sad. Do you remember? We saw it back at the dinosaur playground where it fell off the trolley onto the road. Let's go back and have a look. Right there. It came out of his bag, boing, and landed on the road. "I know you're sad about losing the picture," said Grandpa. "But maybe there's something else you can give me." "Like what?" asked Daniel. "Like a great big hug," said Grandpa as he hugged Daniel. Daniel smiled. A hug did make him feel better. "I made a special dinner for everyone outside," said Grandpa. Daniel and the whole tiger family ate dinner under the stars. After dinner it was time for bed. Daniel snuggled into his sleeping bag as Grandpa tucked him in. "Good night, Daniel," said Grandpa. "Good night, Grandpa." I had a terrific time on our tiger family trip today. We saw so many new things together. I'm glad you could come too. Ugga Mugga.